What a day. What a day. Got up this morning like every other morning, went to work, was standing at a milling machine, milling a 5/8 inch plate of steel. I knew a couple of days ago that the governor was supposed to issue an order today. And I thought, well, the order will come down and I'll have to go through this process. Maybe 10, maybe 30 days down the road, hopefully before Christmas, you know, the doors will open. 10:30, standing at the machine working, and I was told to go to the low support building of Montana State Prison. And as I was walking past my unit manager and my case manager go, and I'm thinking, okay, you know, I expected something good. And they walk me in at 10:30 in the morning and say, we need you to sign this travel permit. And I says, well, I'm supposed to go to the low support building. I was told to go to the low support. So they sent me up to the low support, and there's, what, 8 or 10 staff there, Jim? You know, and they're all gathering around, giving me the thumbs up and the smile. And there's a lady there who's been there probably 34 years by the name of Cheryl Bolton. She works for the warden there. And she says, you have some visitors. And I said, well, who is it? She says, I can't tell you who it is. Just don't make me tell you. Just go. At 10:30 this morning, I found out that the governor was going to sign the release. And we walked out of the front doors of Montana State Prison at 12 o'clock. Preston talked about history-making event. I shared that little story, Margie, because there were a couple things today that had never been done in the history of Montana State Prison. Number one, they allowed the press on site, including representatives of Dateline, NBC, Cactus Productions, and every news station in the state of Montana. They allowed them on site, so when I walked out the door, you guys all actually got to see it before I did. They were feeding live from the prison. The second thing that happened is I walked out of the front doors of Montana State Prison with probably 20 plus staff members greeting me in the lobby and congratulating me. And it was funny because there were several staff members there that when I first arrived at Montana State Prison as a 20-year-old kid or 21-year-old kid, they were in their mid to late 20s coming on as new staff. And they now are in the administrative positions of the Montana State Prison. And 3 of them got together and they come over and they told me, they says, you know, for over 30 years, we've always said it would be a cold day in hell when Barry Beach ever walks out of Montana State Prison. And that's what they said. They said, it is cold out there. But I'm glad they were able to laugh about it. I've got a lot, I have to thank every single person in the room, but I've got certain people I really want to thank, and Margie McDonald is probably at the top of the list for helping me. I met Margie McDonald at a death penalty symposium up the street here at the Billings Art Gallery when I was a free person, and that's when we first met. Little did we know that 4 years later, our paths would cross in a huge way. Huge way. I have both of my attorneys here who are an awesome team of attorneys, Terrence Tage and Peter Smith. We have the founder and retired CEO of Centurion Ministries, Jim McCluskey. I found out today that Jim McCluskey cannot drive. Jim and I have had an amazing amazing journey. It was 15 years ago on October 1st that I got the letter from Centurion Ministries and Jim McCluskey accepting my case as a client of Centurion Ministries. 15 years we've been together and been through some amazing battles, but more importantly, on the way from Deer Lodge to Billings, we talked about some stuff. And there are probably at least 12 to 15 very specific events in this battle that are history-making. Never before, first time, history-making events. For Centurion Ministries, for Jim, for the state of Montana, and for myself. And hopefully someday we're going to have the time to be able to sit and write all that out and do something with that history. Because it's not enough. It's not enough to leave Montana State Prison knowing the system is broken. I was a small part of the creation of the Montana Innocence Project. And either today or Monday, the Montana Innocence Project will release their very first exonerated inmate. I was the plow of the truck that paved the road or plowed the road for that man to walk out.
All right.
But beyond that, thanks to Margie McDonald, Kathy Kelker, and an overwhelming vote of legislative body, the Montana Parole Board has now released 95% of their inmates over the last 3 months. That tells me there's still work to be done with my life. There's still work to be done with my story. What it is, I don't know. I really don't care. Look where I'm standing. The man from the Billings Gazette asked me, he says, "What's the first thing you want to do?" And it's like, do you realize I'm sleeping in my own bed?
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be sleeping in my own house.
Yeah.
You know.
Get your car back.
My car's there. Well, baby B, I can't wait to see her.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. We were at. That was one of my first thoughts when I seen Jordy and Jerry here tonight. Last time I saw Jordy and Jerry, we were at Spinners. It was the night before I turned myself in, and it was just a prompt to. I had a couple things that before I turned myself in, I was gonna do. I went for a steak and lobster dinner. And I went to Spinners for ice cream. And don't be a bit surprised if at 3 o'clock in the morning you see me going down the street tonight in Billings, Montana, getting ice cream. Yeah. There are many other individuals here to thank, but I just want to wrap up by saying, if that scene of my mom getting pat searched to go into the prison didn't grab you, and doesn't understand what you did, nothing else will. And she did that for 32 years, going in and out of, being
No more.
searched, and no
Never
more.
again.
Yeah. So, thank you. Mayor Hannell, thank you.
We believe in you, Barry. We believe in you.
Thank you. I won't disappoint you or the governor. I want to end by saying that before we leave tonight, I want you to know that my mom talked about a promise as a promise. And I think I've proved that that's probably where I got it from when I walked down this alley almost 3 years ago. I walked down this alley to turn myself in at the Sheriff's Department. Tonight I was at that exact same Sheriff's Department before coming over here. I did that. I made that walk down that alley because I gave my word to Jim McCluskey that if things went wrong, I would turn myself in. And I give the Great Falls Freedom Walker, the Billings BB Free Support Group, the Montanans for Justice organization, I give you guys my word, I will be back to see you. I'll be to Great Falls as soon as I can get there. I got to figure out what my travel limits are. I'll be to Helena. I think Bob Culler has a Christmas party planned. We did that 4 years ago. Sealy Lake, Jim and Jane Fortham, God has brought some absolutely amazing people into my life, and I don't want to go into the story here, but I met Jim and Jane Fortham, believe it or not. I didn't meet them. They were in line at Montana State Prison to go and visit their son. And they saw a Free Berry Beach bumper sticker on a vehicle in front of them. And we've been great friends ever since. Amazing people. For the bumper stickers, for the signs, for the t-shirts, for all your donations, your commitment. Like I said, thank you are hollow words, but I mean them from my heart. We've made a difference as a team, as a unified team. We have made a difference in the state of Montana forever.
Amen.
Ziggy and Stella. Ziggy and Stella.
They need to come up front. They need to come up front. Yes, you do. Come on.
Ziggy.
Come on. You need to go up front.
Mom.
I'm going to KFC for dinner. Because I heard someone likes KFC for dinner.
Terry, Peter, Jim, Paul,
Richard.
Richard, I don't think he's here right now.
Richard had to go back to his room.
He's
Oh, is he?
He's here.
He's still here? Oh, okay. Margie McDonald. Don't think you're going to hide out on this. It took a lot of courage, believe it or not. It took a lot of courage to sponsor this bill. Thank you guys so much. There's food back there. Let's talk. Let's mingle. The mayor's back there. Shake his hand.
Shake your hand.
Everybody say, welcome home, Barry.
Welcome home, Barry.
Thank you guys.